What is up YouTube, it is Matty and welcome to another Emphatic Clan War overview. So the war is versus a Chinese clan, and as you can see we won 49 to 42. Wasn't the best war. I mean, we've just come off the sort of One Hive and Debo's army, which were two difficult wars for us, and I think we're still out of sorts on this war, but we brought it back for the next war, which is the look out for that, because it's we were well back on form for that one. But anyway, this is a sort of overview. You can see quite a few Channel 9s not taken care of, which is a bit annoying. We've dropped right down into a 20-man war. I was trying to get our stuff together, and we've rebuilt back up to 30-man now. Sort of between this war and the next one, and things are back to normal again for Emphatic, which is great news. I'll start from the bottom and work up. So first raid I'm going to show is by Endog, and yeah, you're going to notice a few things lately. I've got there's some new strategies that are sort of in the main Emphatic Elite roster. Surgical Hogs being the most exciting, I suppose. Surgical Hogs is the one that everyone's interested in at the moment. This, by the way, this clearly was, he did know where the Teslas were. This was a cleanup attack, so don't be thinking, oh my god, how did he know? This is definitely a cleanup attack. Anyway, a CC full of minions, you don't see that all that often, but he's getting the Hogs in to finish getting the CC pull, and Anchor out to the right hand side at 3 o'clock with the Archer, and a couple of Witches, Queen, probably a Wizard's going to go down in a second. I don't think you'd need a Wizard anyway, because the Queen will just take care of them just slowly but surely. You can see the Wizard at the top there to funnel as well, and it's pretty straightforward. He's dropping his Golem down, a couple of Loons as well to take down those Teslas, but he's guiding his troops into the core, because once the Golem goes there, King's going in, he needs to get the Queen and get the double giant bomb set, which is right by the air defense. So all looking pretty good so far. First giant down, couple of Hogs in, you can see Hogs are starting to get targeted now, waiting for a heal spell, which is perfect. Couple more Hogs going in as well while the defenses are distracted, so it's a definite surgical Hog. And you can see the giant goes down, distracts the defences, couple of Hogs go in, and he's just slowly sort of working clockwise around the base, and the idea being when the giant, you single trip the giant bombs if you face them coming at them at the right angle, and it means that your Hogs don't have to path around the entire base. You're just sort of surgically dropping them in and around, and then look, by the time that the Hogs know what's going on, they're already on cleanup. Wizard's down to help with the cleanup as well, and he probably had over a minute spare on this raid. I mean, it's just so good if you can get the dropping right, and it's the heal spell timing and the heal spell placement which is key as well, which is it does take some practice. I can't say place your heals here and then expect you to just replicate that and get the job done. It does require a bit of practice. So this is Daddy Fox, a guy that's not quite at the normal sort of Emphatic Elite standard of level 30 combined heroes, but he approached with the right attitude. He came in through Emphatic Trials, I think it was, and he just came in and sat in the clan and just really got involved in the strategies, the team talk, trying to understand what was going on, and it just impressed us. So we thought, yeah, give him a shout, and you can see he's already making a bit of a name for himself within Emphatic, and just his willingness to discuss all the strategy, get all the time. He wants feedback on what he could have improved, and that sort of strive to improve really sort of stands him well to do really well with us and with any clan really. So obviously glad to have him in. Anyway, unlucky on the wall breaker placement there. I mean, he timed it right that the Wizard Tower wasn't going to affect them, but it was just the fact that they were slightly off. Sorry, he didn't plan for the mortar shell. Now, sort of brought it back with a jump spell there actually, which was kind of clutch. The King was going to have to beat through the wall otherwise, but he's got the King going in. The Queen's just gone completely AWOL. She's just shooting some wall for no reason whatsoever, and all his troops are going in. I'm actually missing half of the attack but you can see the Hogs, he's going in at the different angles, dropping them in. and he's going to use a couple of heal. I think a heal on the left there is, look, sort of a delayed heal spell there to make sure that the hogs were in it for as long as possible. I think there is giant spells in the giant bombs in the core. But they should be able to go down. I think, yeah, he's got a heal spell ready for that anyway. And there you go. The raid is basically over now. The hogs are on the skeletons and clean up, and then it's just, well, I think he even forgot to drop one of the giants down. I'm assuming he forgot to tank with one of those giants, but it doesn't matter because he's been able to bring the 3-star home. So looking at the top, we've got a giant on cleanup, which is absolutely ridiculous, useless. Wizards there as well, and the rest of the raid is just going to go. It's gone. So very nice raid there by Fox. Moving on up, Alpha we're going to show in a minute. Doms, attackers, I can't remember, we're showing Doms and Pros. I think they're on pretty bad bases, or they weren't that great. Going to go through to Campbell's. Here we go. Okay, so Campbell's attack, again a surgical hog, so you're going to get, I should call this episode learning or how to surgical hog. But this is a Goho, so he's using a shattered approach, shattered Goho, you know, to get the golems in to distract. He wanted to make sure that they tanked for long enough to get the queen in, the king in, but also you can see by the expo in the air defense there's a double giant bomb spot there, and that is where a double giant bomb is. So he needed the golems to tank for long enough to get in there, or at least the king, something to get in there to take down a one double giant bomb set. So that sort of meant for him that shattered was going to be the choice. Got very sort of, I suppose, lucky in the end that the Golemites went in and did, because the king got absolutely destroyed, so did the queen, but ultimately everything went down that needed to. Now here it starts, look, golem in to distract, couple of hogs in, a couple of hogs on the cannon, starting up the top side as well, giant in, and the hogs all tanking, kind of waiting on the heal spell. He's only got 2 heal spells, bearing in mind, so he's trying to be as cautious and cagey as he can. First heal spell towards that giant bomb there, I'd have thought a little bit late, I'd have dropped it a bit sooner, but the hogs are all alive and they were almost at full health, ready for that final heal spell anyway. Sorry, for the final giant bomb. And now you can see giant in and more hogs in to come from the other side, and it's just a different deployment method. I think if you can get it right, it can be a very nice way to bring your hogs into a raid. Some people still prefer the old-fashioned method of just dropping them and sort of Asian wall or what's the other one? Yeah, 2-finger drop or something like that, just to get them in. But if you can master surgical hog, I think it's what. Sorry guys, had a little bit of a technical hitch there. My screen suddenly went black, which was kind of weird, so I assumed something had broke, but it turns out it was all fine. The recording carried on. Anyway, yeah, so the raid's turned into just cleanup mode now. A couple of wizards down. It's always good to save a couple of wizards for the cleanup, no matter what attack really. Even on a Laloon it's good to save at least 1 wizard, I would say, preferably 2 if you can, just to help on the cleanup, because sometimes there's a lot of buildings on the outside, and yeah, it always helps speed things up. Moving on through, Who have we got next? Number 11, that was me. I've already shown that on a live 3-star. Savoni, or Venaris. Let's have a look at this attack. So it's going to be a Shattered Laloon. You can see the air sweeper, you know, even though it's a added defense, it really doesn't sort of change things dramatically. We're still using Laloon as we were before, pretty much. It's just something extra to bear in mind. Shattered Laloon then. So he wants to take the queen down. He's going to take one air defense down. So normally on a shattered you hope to be able to get two. That's the sort of the thing you aim to do. But if you can get enough buildings down and time your raid right and plan it right, you should be able to use 3 hounds and 14 loons to take the rest of the base anyway, with 3 air defenses. And this is classic evidence of this anyway. So the queen's going in, finishing up a couple of the CC kill there, taking down a couple of Teslas as well, which is a great addition. She's not going to get any more expos. She's not going to get a second air defense or anything like that. She's just going to start moving through. But look at the hound and loon deployment. The loons are moving in very smoothly all through the base. The sweeper is there. First rage spell sort of over the expo as well to help rage the loons in and over it. The one hound's about to pop. There it goes. Sorry, the second hound's about to pop. One hound left now, and it is going to do a little bit of tanking. You can see the third that final rage spell in over the expo as well, getting the hound in there as well. Hound is doing some tanking now, couple of back end loons, and it's all going to be down to these double Teslas right on the back end, which is kind of awkward actually, because Teslas double Teslas combined with an arch tower really can get together and wreck balloons. And it actually comes right down to the wire here. Look, one balloon left to take down the Tesla, but then the queen, she's still alive somehow, and she's coming to destroy that wizard tower before it gets the loon. And he had enough troops left to get the full to get a cleanup going and come home with the 3-star. So very difficult base to Laloon actually, just from the Tesla placement, the air defense placement. Expos were completely off as well, but you can Laloon even the most difficult bases with a bit of luck and a bit of skill and a lot of planning. So moving on through as well, we're going to show Alpha's raid on number 8. I think we're moving into the final stages of this video now. So it's going to use a couple of loons down the bottom to get the CC pull. And take down a defense as well. It's always a bonus if you can dual task like that. I've said in other videos. Loon drops there. All the CC have just come out. I don't know if he's going to double check with a hog. I think he either knows that that's it. He's either done a bit of counting or it was a cleanup attack and he knew. I always double check with a hog just to make sure. Anyway, which Skelly's in? Queen does the most damage, especially when there's no witch. When there's not a witch in the CC, the kill squad are just, it's a very easy job. A couple of wizards, they'll go down very quick. You can see the golem's in. He's going to be dropping a wizard on the gold mine up top, and probably the barracks, but otherwise the king's going to go AWOL. Look, the king's already trying to run around. The wizard's there to help get the to do the funnel, and now the king goes in. So it's always what you need to make sure you get the funnel right, and because he did get it right, the king's gone in, killed the enemy queen, and everything's going well. And it's an absolute spam hog attack right up the top side of the base, all the way through, and you can see it's just literally just wiping through the base very nicely as well. Hogs are doing a good job. The kill squad are sort of tanking for the hogs. I'd imagine he's going to drop another. Yeah. There goes the final here near the air sweeper, and then probably another one down. Yeah, you can see just where I was about to explain where it was. He's already dropped them, and because of the nature of the giant bomb placement, he wasn't going to get a double trip in the angle he came in, and he's just got melted straight through the base. He's got wizards on cleanup, lots of cleanup up the top side as well, queen in the core as well, and the hogs to clean up down bottom. So turns out to be a very smooth, nice raid, and a pretty much a standard hog attack. So very nice to see. Moving through to the last barracks, which is going to be the last building, I think. Yep, there we go. And oh yeah, sorry, there's two more I'm going to show now, and that is number 6 and number 5, both by Leonard. So he's getting a little bit of a feature spot on this raid, on this video. Sorry. and the first one's a 99%. Now that base, it's really awkward. I looked at it and I was getting a bit annoyed just by the layout of it. I did start to plan it at one stage, but it turns out that a better option came available for me anyway. But again, it's a clean-up attack for Leonard, and he's dropping a couple of barbs and loons to take down the Teslas. Golem going in. Now, you'll see the main mistake of this raid, and when I say mistake, you be the judge yourselves. So he's got the Golem going in. Wizard, 2 golems going in, sorry. Wizard funnels, a couple of wall breakers to break them in. There they go. Queen going down as well. King's going to go down in a second as well. Think the king's going to go the right way. There was troops there in case anyway. But you can see everything's going in towards the core now. Hound comes out. Now, fortunately for him, the queen actually doesn't end up killing the hound yet, or pretty much for a long time. The queen's just doing her own thing, taking down buildings. King's gone in and sort of tanking and killed the enemy queen. He's also sort of not yet, but he's near the enemy king. He's just gone down, I think, and now it's just the golems left in, sort of. And the queen is still just shooting other buildings. She's not even had a pop at the hound yet, because the hogs are all going in. You can see Leonard's already dropping the hogs down, doing that surgical hog approach, which we're growing to love in Emphatic Elite. Getting all the defences down. Now the queen finally goes and locks onto that hound. I think, is she on it? Yeah, just about. And the problem is, what's going to happen now? Look, all these hogs, that great heal spell right at the end of the raid as well. Loads of hogs for cleanup. Watch what happens here. Because the queen's just popped it, a lot of those pups have now locked onto the hogs. So watch what happens when the hogs start moving away. Now brings the clump of pups with them. So even when they kill the one hog, they're going to move on to the next, and then the next, and then the next. And the queen's just left shooting her lava wall to go in before she can go and get the pups. So it's a real shame actually. But those lava pups have just gone round and absolutely sort of decimating the hogs, which are the big part of the cleanup. And he's still been able to get up to 99%, but just not been able to take down that last gold storage because the pups are in there and distracting everything. And look at the health. I mean, he's got to have been frustrated on that raid. Ouch. But we will make up for it by showing the him get the 3-star on the top town all 9. So what we got, is it a surgical hog by any chance? I think it is. So minion down, clearly to create the funnel. Golem 1 down, Golem 2 down. A couple of wizards to create the funnel. It's going to go in now. There they go. And queen's in. Wall breakers to break everything in, and he's going to get his path inwards. Now he's going to use the jump spell to try and get to a double giant bomb spot between the cannon and the air defense. You'll see, I don't know what the point of that single hog was. I think it's just to help take down those defences, which if it was, that's a really good idea. Now you can see this was her first attack, so he didn't, I wouldn't have, clearly you wouldn't take a lightning spell in just to take a couple of minions down. Kind of wasteful. But the queen is on the dragon. Now the clutch golemites here going and tripping those giant bombs. Now look at the surgical hog approach. Giant in, followed by the hogs to go and do the tanking, and then moving through the base quite quickly. First heal spell needs to go down about now, which he's done. Very nice placement on the heal spell as well. More hogs sort of coming in. Giant still tanking. Second heal spell was nice as well. There's a lot of building, sort of a lot of the base still to go down though, but the hogs are moving through nicely. There is a double giant bomb there that's absolutely wrecked a bunch of hogs, which was again a shame. But the hogs are alive long enough to take down the last 2 defences by the look of it, and then turn around and fight off some of the skeletons. I don't know if they're going to be able to kill the king because there's a lot of he has a lot of HP. So an absolute, oh, it's close. He just about gets the king down, and with a couple of hogs to clean up. Now I think this raid was very close as well. You can see not much cleanup really, things are getting distracted by wolves, but ultimately I think he was just about able to clutch it and bring home the 3 stars. I think I remember the raid live as well, it was very close. So yeah, we're not at our best. We weren't at our best in this war yet, but we still were able to take a comfortable lead. I don't know why they didn't use 11 of their attacks. That's ridiculous in my eyes. But hey ho, clearly they didn't want to win that but much. Anyway guys, hope you enjoyed this video. As always, subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace.